All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the top four semifinals for the Cure Series. On my left is Mr. Sam Prime himself, 2019 national champion for NA, and on the right is, who could that possibly be with that jellyfish? It's a jellyfish guy. So it looks like Sam opted to start for us. He discarded a Hecaton Kyre as well as a Remora, and he put out the Sarah backup, and then he went and searched himself the Princess Sarah, which I just love to see because so many people have been getting the Ovalia. And Jellyfish Guy will respond with a Titan and a Kukulane. Putting down Claire, search out a King. There's our King of Concordia. Pretty sure both these guys are playing not only Sophie decks, but I'm pretty sure they're Doga variants as well. So I expect to see very, very similar plays and decisions in this game. And Alex will pitch into the Remora to get his King of Concordia out. If he's got Doga in his hand, he's ready to play him off of two backups next turn. And Sam obviously put the Princess Sarah out. And that's it. He's content to just do that. I'm going to guess it was named Earth, since he already has water down. But I guess I won't... No way to know that for sure, but I'm presuming it's Earth. There we go. And then that's got to feel good. Tap two backups, pitch a Sarah for a Sarah. There we go. We're filtering those backups out of her deck. That's a good opening for Jellyfish Guy. He'll get his own Princess Sarah. And he'll be ready for his turn past the Sam. Both these players are happy to start ramping up. Who's going to pull the trigger first? Who will be the first to Doga? Is that Lena? Yeah, it's a little glary on Sam's side, but I think we're casting the Sildra. Going to go grab two water characters. Probably Doga. Maybe one of the backups. Do we run Ovalia in this list? I don't know if we do if this is a Doga list. But maybe Ovalia, if we have that. I can't see that at all. One of them is Sophie. I can see that. I can't... Oh, is that Neo X-Death? Yo, Neo X-Death. Ah, that's pretty funny. I always kind of forget Sildra can get him sometimes because it searches water or 5 characters. I think it's Neo X-Death, and then it looks like he flipped the Sophie. Man, I wish that glare wasn't there. I can't really see what that is, but that's all right. I'm sure it'll... Okay, no, maybe it looks like he did go for Sophie after all. So Sophie and Neo X-Death. That's got to feel pretty good. How does the Doga deck deal with Neo X-Death? Well, it has Fenrir, so that's a pretty solid answer. There we go, speaking of which. But it has to target it, so he's going to lose something. That much is clear. There's no, clean, non-removal answer. And we've already got our own bevy of summons in the break zone. We playing 3. Is this Shantoto? Yep, Shantoto just says, all right, well, I'm not even dealing with that thing, so please get it out of here. Interesting. I wonder if Sam minds that, because, early Shantoto like that on a single forward... don't get me wrong, that was probably the right thing to do for Alex because you just don't want to have to start choosing or sacking to that Neo X-Death. But now it's like, okay, cool, your Shantoto's done. Now I can safely build my board up. And what are you going to do about it? Ursula into Sophie. Of course, Sophie is not quite strong enough to start doing her end trigger. All right, so how does Alex want to respond to this? He's got the 4 backups, so he's clearly got the CP advantage. That Shantoto play is so funny because, again, it's like Shantotoing a single forward doesn't feel very good, and having to do it so early, again, once this other board gets big, now there's nothing to just wipe the board like that. However, it's Neo X-Death, so if you don't do that, you're going to start losing value anyway, so you pretty much just have to do it. Princess Sarah, we are ready with 5 backups. Yeah, that's what he really wanted to do last turn, was just put the Princess Sarah out. That one is definitely Earth, and then we'll just pass after that. We may have had nothing else to play. We've only got 2 in hand. However, if we've got a Kusith, that's a really great card to just cast on our opponent's turn. Get use out of that backup CP. And we discarded our own Shantoto with a lot of text on it for a Rydia. Rydia is going to search us out Kukulane the Impure. And then we'll go to combat. Here comes Sophie. Hit a Titan. Oof. Normally a good burst to hit, but not when there's no forwards on your field. And Sophie. And Remora. Oh my goodness. Was that put us to 4? Okay, so yeah, we will take out Sophie with the Remora. So the first burst didn't hit, but that's all right. Our second one definitely did. That Sophie wasn't too big anyway. So good helpful burst there. Coming in clutch for Alex. So this Doga. We just pitched 3 summons. There's Doga. Gonna draw 3 cards. So we dulled 2 and pitched Sophie for a wall. Wonder if we're gonna use now Lena. There's 2 more summons. Fenrir. No, okay, we're gonna get Sophie back this way. So Fenrir's going to target our opponent's backup Sarah. And then Sophie's gonna come in, most likely. And I believe that Doga is currently 10k. I think there's exactly 9 summons in the break zone now, once the Fenrir resolves. We know Sam has Kukulane in hand. I don't know if that really does anything here. Neither Doga or Wool is going to be able to attack, but Sophie will just get on the board. And although this really deprives him of water CP, because I'm pretty sure that Princess Sarah was made Earth. Oh, and we cast Mist Dragon. Said, nope, I don't think so. And that nullifies that. I mean, we will get our wall attack triggers, but which are kind of pointless with nothing else to do. I wonder if Jellyfish should have been more patient there. Like, you've got, you know the Doga is going to be able to... I mean, it wasn't quite there in the summon count. I don't know. I don't know if there was a rush there to use the Fenrir. I guess he really wanted to get the Sophie going, but... Well, the good news is he's got the bigger forward, so Sam definitely needs to respond here. He either needs to match his backup count or some kind of removal to get these guys off the field. Sarah Mobius Sophie's always strong. You can... Oh, he's just not going to do anything. Interesting, he just passes. Looks like he's got about 4 in hand. So he's either just waiting to respond or he just doesn't have anything good to throw out there. And we'll go to combat. Wool is going to give Doga Brave. And he's just going to cast Mist Dragon for free when he attacks. It's going to completely remove our opponent's break zone. I think that was Elena that hit into damage. Very shiny, hard to tell. I think he gave Wool 2,000 power. I would assume he either did that or said no EX burst. Which against a Doga deck, I feel like you want to say no EX burst. But I'm not sure. Is that Leviathan? Okay, so Leviathan's being cast on Ursula. Which, if the wall was made 2k, won't matter. If the wall is 10 right now. If he said no EX burst, obviously we can safely block it. And do we have a response? Another Mist Dragon, maybe? Oh, Scarmaglione, nice. So we're going to say that's fine, but the next damage it takes is going to be doubled anyway. So, assuming Wool is 8,000, it'll take 8,000 times 2, 16,000 from Wool, get reduced by 5 to 11. So, unless we have 2 more Leviathans in hand. Alright, so it looks like we let that resolve. Leviathan will draw us a card. I don't know what else we could have in here, other than like Mist Dragon and Dull the Ursula. I kind of feel like you just let her go at that point. I don't think she's worth spending another summon on. Unless it'll keep her alive, but I don't see what summon you could have in hand off of those backups that would keep her alive. So, yep. Ursula will be sacrificed for the greater good. Pass back to Sam. Jellyfish is in complete control here. His Doga can cast a free summon every turn. He's got his 5 backups, so it appears Shantotoing that Neo X Death was 100% the right decision. And suddenly Sam's field got a lot darker. Probably turning off the light to help with the glare. And it's back. But then yeah, it's that mix, right? It's like, well, either it's the glare or the cards are kind of hard to see, so pick your poison. I mean, I still like I can still see him pretty well even when the light's turned off. Well, whatever he did though, that's way better. It's not nearly as shiny. There's our own Doga. Pitch 3 summons of our own. Really wouldn't mind Mist Dragoning our opponent's break zone as well. Just dump all that out of there. Alright, looks like we'll give up a Leviathan for Kolka. Let us search out an Earth forward. I'm guessing we're going to get Sophie or Sarah. don't know who else would be relevant here. Unless we got a Mist Dragon. All good, yep. Here comes Sophie Ursula. Oh, man, these Sophie decks. I can only pray these cards get banned. There goes a Doga. Into damage. And Sam is right back on even footing. So Jellyfish's guy Doga is bigger. And he can cast a free summon. So if he's got like Remora or something, that's going to really hurt. Looks like we're trying to cast Kusith on our opponent's end second main 2. Yeah, to get back Sophie. I'm assuming that's it. Yep, all good. We'll pass back. Now, who can out-Doga Sophie, the other Doga Sophie? The one thing I'll say about these cards, I absolutely abhor Sophie. I think it's a terribly designed card. I pretty much hate everything about it. One thing I will say, I really like the color combination of Earth-Water from the visual standpoint. I find that yellow and blue right next to each other to be very visually appealing. There's a Kukulane. I'm assuming we blanked Sophie just to reduce her power to 4. Probably. Maybe Doga, but I don't think he's too worried about that on his turn. Because now a Ceramobius, yeah, we'll be able to take out that Sophie easily. Although if I'm Sam, I'm 100% throwing that Sophie at the Sarah or the Scarmaglione. Assuming that's who he, Assuming that's who he Kukulaned. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to know since I can't hear them. All right, he did take out the Sophie. Sam did not opt to throw the Sophie at one of the smaller forwards. He actually just used it to buff Ursula. Interesting. So Ursula's currently at 9k. Gonna attack with Doga. Here comes... summon for free. I'm assuming he gave Doga Brave and probably said no EX Burst. I think we got 12 summons in there currently. Yep. Going to cast Kusith for free. Get back Sophie, or is Ash our only target? Oh yeah, because we pulled back Sophie already. Yep, pull back Ash. And then here comes Doga for like, was he 11,000 I think? Take a point of damage. There's another Ursula. I don't know what the other effect... We either said no EX Burst or we gave Wall. If we gave Wall 2k and he's 10 now, he can easily swing over this Doga and this Ursula. Interesting. So we're party attacking with Wall and Scarmaglione, so we must not have given him 2k. We probably said no EX Burst. I mean, you don't really care about the Scarmaglione, but I wonder if you block with Ursula here just to take the Wall out. Because being able to give that Doga Brave every turn is kind of relevant. Sam will go ahead and block, but he'll actually block with the Doga and take out the Wool. Here comes Sophie, as expected. We're going to draw a card, deal our opponent a point of damage. Unless we've got a Kukulane in hand, a blanker. Nope. Go ahead and take that damage. So Sildra, no help there. And pass back to Sam. Now, he has pretty much caught up on backups. But now this is where he needs his Shantoto, right? To counter swing and just wipe out all those yellow and blue cards over there. It's crazy to me too with these yellow, blue, these earth, water cards all play together well. Like when you look at some of those other cards, you know, Golbez was Wind Lightning, right? But Kunshira doesn't really play with Golbez. Yeah, she can be fetched off of him, but beyond that, a Golbez deck is probably looking to ramp up backups. And the Lightning doesn't play with either of them either. You know, or look at Fire Wind. What did you have? You had Lednar. And then you had, I can't even remember what the other Fire Wind cards were right now. You had Cater, yeah, for cadets. And it's just it's just so weird that basically in most of the other elements, all the other cards that the combinations got were all kind of their own separate thing. But nope, not Earth Water. All three of them can just feed into each other perfectly. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it clearly was purposely pushed. Sam is staring down the barrel of a gun here, though. He's got to do something. We've got to start removing forwards. I mean, who knows what this Doga can even cast for free next turn or Remora. We pitch 3. There's a Doga. Okay, so we'll draw 3 more. Get our big forward back, see if we can't dig a little deeper. Hopefully come up with a miracle. Here comes Lena. Lena's going to get us back. So our own Sophie. which is good for the end phase. But again, we really need to start removing our opponent's cards. Oh God. Oh no. Yep. It's Sam's just like, yeah, okay, I'm good. Wow. Jellyfish man just getting all the bursts. So, okay, I got my board set up. Past the turn Titan. Okay, yeah, the game's over. Like, Jesus, that's just crazy. All right, well, there's game 1. See you at game 2. It's game 2 now. Sam Prime is going to start us off, and he's going right in with Doga, baby. He's like, all right, forget all that. What is a backup? Who needs backups? We're just going right in with Doga. He's going to pitch 2 Sildren. I think it was a Hecaton Kyre. Going right in for Doga. He's like, go ahead, Shinchoto that. You won't get any value off of that play. We'll see if Jellyfish decides to match that aggression or if he's just going to take his time and build up some backups. Also, very likely Sam didn't actually have any backups. There goes a Sarah and a Minwoo. For Sarah, search out probably Princess Sarah. Because if you think about it, if he had those 3 cards plus Doga, he only had 2 other cards in hand, so chances are he actually didn't have a backup to put down. We'll get Princess Sarah. And do we do anything else here, or I wonder if we just pass? Yep, we'll go ahead and pass. So go ahead, you can smack me a couple times. I won last time because I built my backups out faster, so I'm just going to do that again. He's got 8,000 power right now, so the only thing that can kill him is a Remora. Anything else would be like card draw, but Kusith, God. Yeah, go ahead. Man, Jellyfish. I mean, I know this guy personally. We're friends. He plays at my local, and dude, I'm not trying to take anything away from you when I say this, but you are the luckiest card player I ever know. Dude, it just bursts for days. Bursts for days. Where, like, Mom, get the Shadow Lords. We need to turn off these bursts. Interesting. It goes with the Neo Exdeath. Oh, man. I mean, now this is ripe for a Shantoto right here. 1 backup down. Dull it. Now, if he doesn't have Shantoto, though, this is risky, right? So Sam's going in for it again. He's like, all right, let's see. Do you have it? I mean, if he's got it, it's just Windmill Shantoto. Get a second backup, take the board out. But if you don't, you have to be a little careful what you do. I mean, you can Fenrir, but you'll still leave the Doga. You're going to lose something. And I guess the only silver line for Sam 2 is unlike last time where Jellyfish Guy was able to tap 3 for Shantoto. Did he cast Kukulane? Interesting. Okay, well, obviously he chose Doga. Otherwise that Sarah wouldn't be there. So he's probably trying to dig for it. Yeah, he's probably trying to dig, see if he can't find it. Interesting. I mean, again, if he's got it, like, surely you win. You know, and I've said that though on so many Shantoto plays, and then people will like take 8 minutes, and then they'll eventually just Shantoto anyway. I'm always like, what were you taking so long? Like, surely you just slam it and go, right? Okay, so we've decided to cast Remora, which would put us to 5 in hand. It'll be enough, okay, to get rid of the Neo Exdeath, then we just sacked our Sarah off, so. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank God we had enough cards in hand to do that. I mean, he's got rid of Neo Exdeath, but that might have done its job because now he has he just has an empty field. Yeah, he's got a big hand at least, so he can kind of reset, but Neo Exdeath did guarantee take something with him. There's Fenrir. We would have liked to have seen that last turn. Now Sam's going to start working on his backups. So what color is this Sarah? Normally we see it as earth, but since it's the only backup, I wonder if he actually might make it water. Obviously, for purposes of pumping up Doga, he doesn't really care, but... I mean, so 2 games in a row, Alex has been able to instantly answer the Neo Exdeath, but that first one was very clean and inexpensive. This time, that really cost him to do it. So he's definitely on the back foot there. Sam relying on both those big 6 CP forwards. And Neo Exdeath, again, it's that card like, you can't sit around and, you know, it's not like a Braska's, right? Where, I mean, Braska's you pretty much have to answer immediately too if you've got forwards, but in this case, you could just take time, set up backups, and then kill it before you put any forwards down. No harm, no foul, right? But not the Neo X stuff. If you don't answer it, you're going to just start losing stuff anyway, so you pretty much have to play out to do it. Leviathan, put out Minwu. Minwu's going to search for a summon. Or he flips over summons, that's right. And can he take any? I think he can take any summon. He's got 2 Titans there, Kukulane, Kusith. Burst for days, EX burst. A symbol I've come to despise in recent sets. I like Titan. Titan's a good EX burst, because again, it's not all the time. You still have to have a forward, but some of these other ones where it's just free value over and over and over again. It's just like, good gravy. Get the Kusith. That's going to feel like that'll be a good one to cast off the Minwu, which is probably what he was thinking too. The Titans, I don't think you can cast those off Minwu. I think it's got to be 4 or less. Is this a backup? No, Ursula into Sophie. Interesting. Oh, she's not strong enough right now, though, for her end trigger, so unless we can put something else out. So she'll be 8,000, and then the others are 5,700. So, but Jellyfish just didn't want to take a 3rd hit, or you know what? He probably didn't have any backups. Backups. He's like, well, we already got rid of 1. Who needs backups? Sam's got to be feeling much better about this game so far than last one. Last time, Alex got way ahead of him. I don't think he has enough summons yet to cast anything for free. Can't. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got at least 7. So Doga's 9,000. So Doga is bigger than anything on the board. He can freely swing in, although that's going to be a pretty big crackback from Alex if he swings with all 3 of those and gets the Minwu Kusith off. So from Sam's point of view, he definitely wants some removal here. Doga casting a Remora for free. Like, pitch 2, get down the Sarah. Doga swings in, casts Remora, just go ahead and removes, you know, the Ursula or the Sophie, or probably even the Minwu. I think the Minwu is kind of your most continued threat here. It's always kind of weird targeting the Sophie. Like, you'll kill it, but the Ursula can just sack it. But the Minwu is going to start generating him more card value. All right, looks like Sam will get rid of Sophie and Gabranth for Lena. And we're going to go ahead and bring back the Sophie. That's going to get our Sophie trigger online. Even if Alex had, like, Mist Dragon in hand, he doesn't have enough to respond with it. So that's got to feel pretty good. Didn't increase our summon count at all, but Doga's still the biggest guy in the yard. Now we're going to get our Sophie end trigger. You can freely swing with the Doga. Yep. There we go. Don't have enough for the free summon cast yet. Here we go. Oh, man. It's going to be burst. Do we hit an EX burst? Because Titan here would be brutal. Oh, my goodness, we did. Remora. I don't think it matters, though. Well, you know what we can do is we can shrink Sophie's power. She won't die, but she won't trigger at the end of the turn. I think that's 100% what you do. Yep. Yeah, that's what we did. So, avoided the Sophie trigger. Not too bad. Sam's probably just thinking, oh my god, how many bursts am I going to hit with this deck? Which is funny because he's running basically the same deck. It's just he didn't hit any bursts last time. Like, he is overdue for one. He is very much due for bursts. Okay, so what do we have? Sophie is 10,000 on guard on Sam's side, and she's 8,000 on Alex's side. Sarah Mobius here would be pretty nice, although we'll have to, again, with no backups, we got to pitch 2 from hand to do it. All right, we're finally in backup territory. Discarded an Ursula and a Claris for Kolka. Kolka's going to search us out an Earth Forward. Scarmaglione, interesting. Very interesting. So it kind of sucks when you reveal that card to your opponent because you know, you're just showing them, hey, any person you bring in for a combat, I'm going to kill them. But at the same time, it is also maybe a nice threat to get Sam to hold back for a bit. I'm just saying, like, hey, you know, I've got this potential threat. Now the question is, does Alex, Jellyfish guy, push here. Because he could just sit with all the blockers up, basically threatening, whoever you send in, I'm going to kill with Scarmaglione. You know, I can just sack off the Ursula or whatever. Or, see, but if he swings in, well, first of all, the Sophie's 10, so he's got to get over her. But if he swings in, party attack, do we have a summon to cast from Min? No, do we not have a summon? Where's the Kusith? Oh, no. Well, there's the Kusith. Ask and you shall receive. Where's Kusith? Right there. I did say Sam was overdue for a burst. Oh, man, are we getting back Neo X Death? Oh, Sam, he was going to make that card work. He's like, okay, I'm going to slam this down next turn. Enjoy. Which means Alex is just praying for that Shantoto if that's the case. Because that's your out at that point. I mean, he's got to be careful, though, right? Like, because Ursula's only 5, he can't take 3 points of damage next turn. He'll just die. So he has got to be very careful here. He had the Kusith in hand, right? Why didn't he cast that when the Minwu party attacked? Unless, depending on what he has, maybe he has to save it for the Scarmaglione. So, okay, yeah, he basically can't die next turn because the Scarmaglione is going to always be able to come in and do something. But I bet that's what happened. I bet his other card in hand is water. And so he actually has to save the Kusith in hand for the Scarmaglione. Oh, man. I said earlier Alex was very lucky, but it certainly turned against him in this match. Again, that early Neo X death, I think, even though Alex got rid of it right away, he lost his only backup in doing it. And I think that turn just really set him back. So Sam might be smelling blood in the water now at this point. Here comes Sophie for 10. We can pump the Ursula to 4. Some burst help would be good. The second Fenrir. That's not what we want to see. That could have been an out to X-Death. Swing with the Doga next. Doga is, I think, 9. I don't think he's 10 yet. I think he's 9. The good news is the Lena has to be careful about swinging in because, I mean, you got the Scarmaglione, so again, he can basically threaten to kill any of them. I wonder if you force it out here, too, if you're on Sam's side. If you force out that Scarmaglione, yep, it's going to cost him 2 cards from hand. And then I don't think he could actually cast Shantoto, even if he got it, which means the X-Death is just going to at least take something out. Here comes Doga. So you can block with Ursula, you can pump her. You can either pump her with the Sophie, or you can do Scarmaglione. But you're still losing the Ursula. Oh, and he had Shantoto in hand. Oh, no. But that means he had Kusith too, right? So why didn't he... did he discard the Kusith and I didn't see it? Why didn't he cast Kusith for free with Minwu if he had the Shantoto? Unless he was trying to avoid getting rid of the Shantoto, but... I don't know, man. I think you... Man, this is tough. So he will get rid of the Doga this way, right? Unless Sam has some kind of trick. So Doga's going to take double damage. I believe he declared a block with Ursula. So Doga is currently going to take 10,000. And, you know, but like a simple Leviathan here is going to nullify that. If we have it, a Mist Dragon to keep it alive. I don't know if you even care about that. Do we? Are we casting, pitching a Kukulane for a Kukulane? What does that do, though? Who are we casting that on? Ursula? That doesn't matter, right? Or is he just trying to draw into something? I wonder who he cast that on. Did he cast that on Sophie to weaken her? Or Ursula to basically say, hey, if you want to sack the Sophie, you need to do it now, otherwise... Oh, okay, interesting. So I think what he did it because now the Doga's power will go up strong enough that will actually survive the hit. I can't see quite how many summons he's got, but he's at least got 10. So, and then I wonder if he tapped the Sarah. Yep, okay, and then I think he tapped the Sarah to pump him another one. I think he put them in there, got the Doga to 10, doled the Sarah to bump him up one more, get him to 11. I can't believe Alex just threw out Shantoto. That was a mistake. If you have Shantoto in hand, you let whatever happens. You're going to go to 6. Yeah, you swing out with everybody, and then you just Shantoto the board. Like, yeah, he had his answer. And again, and now he would have been at 6 damage, so all it takes is an opponent Sophie to reset. So I do understand all that, but I think that's absolutely the play you go for. But all right, Sam brings it back for game 2. That Doga aggression and that Neo X death put in the work they needed to. So game 3, this is for all the marbles, folks. All right, and we are back with game 3. Looks like Sam is going to start us off again. So I assume it was Alex's choice since he lost that last one. But he's just going to go ahead and hand it over to Sam. We'll pitch a Kukulane for the Sophie. Go to our Sarah backup. So now last time, the Doga aggression got him the game. That Doga never left the field. This time we're going into the Sarah. Now obviously, hey, you're dependent on what you draw, right? If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. I don't think anyone's mad to start with a Sarah. Go ahead and search out our Princess Sarah, I'm assuming. Unless it's Lena. And he's already got Princess Sarah in hand. Is he searching? Is Alex trying to respond to this or something? There's nothing to respond with in his deck, I know that. They must be discussing something. All right, we did ultimately search for the Princess Sarah. And Alex going in with aggression on his end. He pitched Fenrir and Sophie for Ursula. Oh man, don't tell me that's all we've got. When you have aggression in Doga decks, it's usually because you want to put Doga out because you just completely reload your hand. Nope. Okay, we do have something else. Princess Sarah back. Oh, okay, that's not bad. And looks like we're going to make her Earth. Yep. So that's not too bad. Put a lot from hand, but now we're the ones saying, hey, unless you put out like your own Doga or something, we're just going to start running into you. Sam's going to decide to just play the Princess Sarah, make her Earth as well. And see if he gets any help on the burst luck. Nope. That's going to be Elena. Here comes Ursula. Boom. There is Fenrir. Man, Fenrir really likes going into the damage zone tonight. That's where he likes to be. Oh! That's where that big wolf goes. Here comes Doga, presumably. Yep. Now we only pitched 2 summons, so we will get 2 back, but it's also all we had in hand. So Jellyfish guy's going on pure aggression here. We're enough for the Sophie trigger. That's going to be huge. Ooh, Gabranth. That could be nice for Sam. He's going to get to search out his own Doga. Could get Neo X death. I don't know if you want a Neo here or not. Our opponent has 3 in hand. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're set up for an easy Fenrir counter. Of course, you got to make him have it. So maybe, and that's the point of Neo is like, go ahead, hit it with Fenrir, sack off another one of your backups. We saw that work last time. Okay, this needs to be a big turn for Sam because he is actually looking at lethal this turn, which is crazy because that's what, turn 3? Turn 3 for the overall game. Looks like he's going to opt for Lena. Yep, that'll get back to Sophie in our break zone. But with the Lena, and he only pitched this for the Sarah last turn, so he should have, 8 in hand this turn? So, no, okay, he is going to go for the Doga. 8 in hand, he should be able to do something. It's not like, and when I say something, I mean removal, not just get bodies out there. But we shall see. The one nice thing is Jellyfish guy is still set up for Mist Dragon. And if he needs to, he can also dull that Sarah, and he can buff every single forward by 1,000 if that ends up being relevant. Here comes Doga. Oh, this almost looks like a mirror play because he also pitched a... No, it's Shantoto. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, Sam is just like, that's nice. Bide all your forwards. Now, technically, only the Doga is going to get removed because most likely what Alex did was he sacked the Sophie to have Ursula shoot herself for her own damage. So those both will go to the break zone. That will prevent them from dying entirely. That is a small recompense. And then we will pitch our 3 summons, get out our Doga, get 3 back in hand. Nice. Very, very nice recovery for Sam. I was like, he's going to have 8 cards in hand. We can't do something with this. So now the pressure is returned on Alex. Sam now has 3 backups to work with, which this is where this deck wants to be at. 3 is enough to do pretty much most of the shenanigans you want to do. Any more after this is just going to be that much easier to make things happen. He's got the big bad Doga, which currently has 6 summons to work with, so Doga's 9,000 power. this going to be Lena? Or no, is he casting Miss Dragon? Oh, okay, he's actually casting Miss Dragon. He's trying to dump out his break zone. Man, what if we have our own Miss Dragon to counter this? That might be worth it, just say, because clearly Jellyfish is trying to dig deeper for a card. Excuse me. Nope, Sam says, that's fine. They're all gone. Doga returns to 7,000. It's funny, when Miss Dragon came out, I was kind of bemoaning how strong I thought that effect was. The whole dump your break zone, draw a card effect. And that was only one of 3 effects. But at the time, most people didn't actually rate it super highly. Like, I did. I was like, oh my god, that's insane. However, I guess there wasn't a ton of like break zone recursion. It really started to come out that set as well as the sets after. So at the time, I think a lot of people saw it as like, meh, that's not really a big deal. Yep, there's our own Miss Dragon. Nicely done by Sam. So he did have it in hand, but he was like, do I really care about it? I was like, he's probably going to try to get something back. I'll just dump his own break zone. Well played by Sam. That was really nice. Yeah, that just put Jellyfish in a big bind right there. Now he has nothing to work with. No summons for his own Doga. No targets for Sophie. Or not Sophie, Ursula. But yeah, even at the time, there you go, Kukulain. It's a card draw. Never hurts to have another card in hand. There's... Oh, now here's our own Ursula Sophie. Yep. And she's going to come back. But yeah, so anyway, my point with the Miss Dragon was just that even at the time, I thought, dump their entire break zone and draw a card? Holy cow. There's another Kukulain. A little too short, a little late to turn in off the Sophie, but another card draw. And so Alex did just reload 2 cards into his hand. That's huge because that play was crippling. He just went from starting this turn with 3 in hand to having 5 in hand. That said, Sam has got to be feeling really good right now. That Shantoto play, if followed by the Miss Dragon play, really, really hurt Alex. He's only got a single. He has no water CP. He's only got a single Princess Sarah. He needs... I don't know how you... Your own Shantoto actually wouldn't be terrible here. It's going to be costly, but... You just reset the board. Nope. That's not what we have. Oh, and he played Wall. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if Wall does a whole lot here. So if we give Brave 2k to Ursula, we could bump her by 1. That's not enough. Sophie's too big. Man. Man, oh man. Now, the nice thing is the Wall does prevent the Ursula from swinging in. He actually doesn't have enough summons in the break zone right now, so currently Doga can't actually swing in against Wool either. And he has his own Princess Sarah to tap, so even if Sam dulls his Sarah... Yeah, so I do understand that play. Currently, Sophie's the only one who can go in, assuming, of course, Sam doesn't have some sort of summon trick up his sleeve, which he probably does, because it's a Doga deck, right? You always got summon tricks up your sleeve. All right, Sam's going to combat. He's attacking with Doga, who's currently only at 7,000 power. So unless he's suicidal or bluffing, yeah, and Alex is like, all right, call it. I'll block with the Wool. He dulls his own Sarah. Cool, I'll dull my Sarah. Now it's 9 versus 8. So Sam has to have something. There's no way. I mean, he saw that play. There's no way he's just good. But Alex is like, all right, whatever you got. I'm going to force it out. What could he have? Is it a Miss Dragon? A Titan? Something to bump up? Looks like he pitched 4 cards so far. His own Scarmaglione, but that seems unlikely. He pitched Titan and Doga to cast Sildra. Okay, so I guess he's just trying to get enough summons in the break zone to trade. There's Ceremobius. And who else do you grab here? Neoax Death? Another Doga? Good, because this Doga still is going to die, right? So it's at 8. The Wall's at 9. Now there's enough summons in there for it to go to 9 itself. So they'll trade. Alex only has 2 in hand, so I doubt he can respond with it. Unless he's got Kukulain. Unless he's got the 3rd Kukulain. Which might have even been removed earlier. I'm not sure. But so they'll trade. which is fine. Gets the wall off the field if you grab another Doga here. And he smartly left his 2 backups up, too, the way Sam paid for that. He can just play that Ceremobius to just draw a card. And Sophie's still going to be big enough to get through for her effect. Oh, okay, so we got our Princess Sarah backup. Interesting. So we got the Sarah and the Ceremobius. Sarah, so many Sarahs. And unless Alex has Kukulain in hand, I don't see what else he could possibly do to mess with this. So this should end with Doga and Wool trading each other. Oh no, he flips over Leviathan. Oh my goodness. He says, I don't think so, sir. Wool will in fact survive. And Doga is going to die anyway. Oh boy, oh boy. Nice. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Cost him everything he had, but hey, if it keeps the Wool alive. Sam's probably considering if there's anything. You know, I don't know what he has in hand. Like, if he has a Titan, he could just make it so the Doga won't die. And then they both will have just spent a bunch of CP, ultimately accomplishing nothing. I think you honestly just let the Doga die here. You can bring in the Ceremobius to finish off the wall. Unless you've got something really cheap that you can do. He's considering it. I'll say what you could do is just bring in Ceremobius main 2. Have Sophie finish off Wool. Alex has nothing left in hand, so there's not going to be anything you can do about that. You still end your turn with a big enough Sophie that you deal them damage. He legit will have nothing but Ursula, Princess Sarah, and 2 cards in hand, so he's not going to be doing anything. You'd still have your own Sophie up to block. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he has in hand, so I don't know if he has a better option. But even, like, I don't think it's worth it to Misdragon this Doga or to Titan. I mean, maybe Titan, because I guess if you could just cast Titan right now, yeah, you just let it go. I think that's the right play. He will draw a card off Leviathan, so yeah, he'll have 3 in hand for next turn. But he can't cast whatever this is. Now, you just play the Ceremobius. Swing in, take out the Wool, finish it off. Oh, or is he going to continue to attack? Oh, I don't know about that. Because I think he now just blocks with... Unless you've got another Ursula. If you got another Ursula in hand, then yeah, go ahead and swing in. But if you don't... Of course, Alex may not want to lose this Wall. I mean, he can block with the Wool, and then Wool's just taking out a bunch of people. But nope, he says... I'll take the damage. That's Ash. And Sophie right now is 6. So again, you could swing with Sophie, but again, you still got the Ceremobius. There's just, yeah. Ceremobius, we should do a fight to the Wall, finish it off. I wonder if that was the right play there. Or if he should have blocked the Ursula. Because you were going to lose the Wool anyway. You saw him get the Ceremobius, so you had to know that was coming. Titan, nice. Is that... Yeah, Titan can kill Sophie. Because Sophie would have just fought with Wool, presumably. Yeah, it had to have been. Yeah, so Titan can now kill the Sophie. So that's nice. Got a little bit back there. That'll stem the bleeding a little bit. We're still down by our backups, and... Yeah, we don't have the board our opponent has, but... Yeah, and again, I'm thinking, like, so what's the right play there, right? Because you're going to lose the Wall anyway. If the Wall takes out the Ursula... I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's tough. Because you're probably scared, too, if your opponent replays Ursula, that just gets... it just doesn't do any quote-unquote value you just got. Now he's in dire straits, though. If we've got a Sophie, yeah, he knows... I mean, he can bump Ursula by 1. But yeah, we can do the same with Ceremobius. So now Ceremobius just trades with Ursula. So now we're going to force more cards out of his hand. Yep, another Leviathan. Protector again. Alex is hanging on. The only problem is he can't really mount any offense this way. He's just staying alive. But hey, that's all you can do in the moment, right? And there's the Mr. Egg, and to just say, yeah, that's not going to happen. And you know what that means, folks. Good game. Here comes Ursula for the 5th point of damage, our own Sarah Mobius. I mean, we're not going to die this turn, but with one in hand, a single backup, I just don't see how Alex comes back from this. Which, if that's the case, it means Shantoto was key, because Shantoto, absolutely, whoever's cast Shantoto has won. Shantoto's still showing her relevance 14 opuses later. I mean, that's just like a future-proof card, right? It's always going to be good. Here comes Lena. Sophie, we're going to put in the exclamation point. Although, actually, she's not quite big enough to trigger the end hit, which is nice. Although, again, Jellyfish is going to have a single backup with 3 cards in hand. Like, you couldn't Shantoto yourself even if you wanted to. So it's just like, what do you do? I just don't know what he could possibly do here. You can't even Doga because you've got 3 cards. So you can't Doga. You can't Shantoto. You're just toast, right? And there was the Doga. Sarah Mobius, draw a card. Or you could make Sarah fight someone. You could, Sarah, fight the Ursula, bump her so she'll live. It will trigger the Ursula next turn. Or it will trigger the, what am I trying to say? So Sophie will need a boost next turn to reach her threshold, but... Oh, is he just going to sack the Sophie to keep Ursula alive? Or is he throwing Sophie at her before that resolves? Yep, he just threw Sophie at her, said, yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, so this is just game over. He has to hit. I mean, I don't think anything gets him out of this, right? Not even like Remora. He doesn't have enough cards in hand for it to be relevant. Yep, there's Sildra. And 2nd point, and that's it. Sam Prime coming back to take it. Man, I don't really enjoy these mirror matches, but both players played really well, and they made it about as enjoyable as it could be. So props to him. Props to Jellyfish Guy for putting up a great fight. And, yeah, interesting. Congrats to Sam. So he will be going on to face off in the grand finals, and I know he's not new to that in the Cure series. So best of luck to him. Jellyfish Guy, thanks for playing. And, folks, I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll see you later.